Hi friends, my name is Leslie Ryan and I am the author of this book called I Am Flippish. So, what do you think this book is all about? Is it because this boy is flipping? Well, just wait and see. Okay, let's start. I Am Flippish. Sean was a happy 7-year-old boy who loved school. Every Tuesday, Mom helped out in his classroom. Sean loved Tuesdays with his mom. One day, Mom came down with a cold and had to send Dad to help out instead. Sean was so proud and excited to have Dad help out in his classroom for the first time. When Sean introduced his dad to his classmates, one boy, James, exclaimed, "You can't be Sean's dad. You have white skin. Sean has brown skin. You have yellow hair and Sean has black hair." Then the other kids started to ask questions. "How come Sean doesn't look like you?" asked Samantha. "He looks like his mom," said Nicole. "Is Sean adopted?" "I'm adopted," said Mark. Sean started to feel very sad. See, he's very sad. This was his dad. Why were they saying he did not look like Dad? Mom said he had Dad's smile and eyebrows and her dimples and tanned skin. He got a little bit of everything from Mom and Dad. Maybe having Dad help in class was not a great idea after all, he thought. Mr. Hartman, that's Mr. Hartman, clapped his hands and announced, "All right, class, for your homework tonight, I want you to ask your parents what country your ancestors came from." An ancestor is a family member such as your grandmother, grandfather, and their parents, and so on and so forth. You'll be very surprised with what you find out. See, Sean is very sad. That night, during dinner of rice, chicken adobo, which is a Filipino stew. Who knows chicken adobo? Is that your favorite dish? That's my favorite dish. Peas and toffee pudding. Sean asked Mom and Dad about why he didn't look like Dad. Mom said, "Sean, you are half Filipino and half Irish. You are Flippish, which is short for Filipino Irish." Does he get it? He's Flippish. Dad added, "Sean, you got the best of our features. This is why you look like you do." Sean's 3-year-old sister, Lindley, chimed in, "I look like Mommy. I am Mommy's mini me." "And you, Lindley, got Mom's face and my blue eyes," said Dad. "We are Flippish!" yelled Lindley and Sean. See, do you know what flag this is? That's right, it's the Filipino flag, and that's the Irish flag. See, Sean is very happy again. After dinner, Dad showed Sean a map of the world. He pointed to Ireland and said, "Sean, my dad, your grandpa, sailed to America from Ireland to find his fortune just like millions of people who came from around the world to America. Your Nana's mom came from Ireland too. However, Nana was born in San Francisco, where I was born." See, there's the United States, and this is Ireland. Sean's mom said, "My parents, your Nanay and Papa, came from the Philippines, which is located on the other side of the world in a place called Asia. But I met your dad here in America, got married, and had you and your sister." "So that's why I'm Flippish," Sean said with a smile. "Let's play a game. Your Uncle Pedro is from Argentina and your Auntie Noreen is Irish, which makes your cousins Joe and Brendan," Mom asked. "What do you think?" "Argentish?" said Sean. "Let's try another one. Our neighbor, Mr. Gonzalez, is Mexican and Mrs. Gonzalez is Japanese. So Haley is Japsican?" asked Sean after taking a few minutes to think about it. Very good, Sean. See, there's the Japanese flag and the Mexican flag. There's the Argentinian flag and the Irish flag. Sean went to bed happy, whispering to himself, I am Flippish, I am Flippish. The next day, Mr. Hartman asked the class where their ancestors came from. He asked Sean first. My dad is Irish and my mom is Filipino, so I am Flippish, he said with a smile. Grant raised his hand and said, my mom is Scottish and my dad is also Filipino. So what does that make me? Sean thought about it and said, you are Flottish. Everybody laughed. James shouted out, oh, James, but you have yellow hair and white skin. You cannot be like Sean who has black hair and brown skin. Sean said, my mom and dad said that I was made from their best parts. Grant, you got your mom and dad's best parts. My neighbor's mom and dad are Japanese and Mexican, so my friend Haley is Japsican, declared Sean. See, we all got our parents' best parts, just like you. You guys got your parents' best parts. Soon, everybody stood up and told the class where their parents came from and worked together to come up with names. William was Italian for Vietnamese Italian. Nicole's Permanian for Persian Armenian. Paolo was Canadian for Canadian Ukrainian. Tanner was Jamerindian for Japanese American Indian. James was Swinglish for Swedish English. Ava was Maltrillian for Maltese Australian. Samantha was Sofringlish for South African English. Holden's Norwexican for Norwegian Mexican. Sebastian was Indonesian for French Indonesian. Raul was Sri Lankan for Sri Lankan Indian. Haley's Guarman for Guatemalan German. Collins Japanglish for Japanese English. Eva's Cortalian for Korean Italian. Adolf is Dixican for American Indian Mexican. And finally, Mr. Hartman was Italian for Italian German. Everybody had a fun time helping each other come up with names. Sean was very pleased. Our 44th president's father was from Kenya. His mother was from Kansas, whose ancestors were English. What does that make President Obama? Asked Mr. Hartman. Kenglish? Answered Holden. How about Kennecan for Kenyan American? Asked Raoul. Mr. Hartman said, you're both right. See, class, we're a mix of different people and cultures. They make us who we are. Just because you don't look like your mom and dad doesn't make it wrong. We're all made up of the best parts of our parents. Just like you guys. You guys are made up of your best parts of your parents. With that, there were no more questions on why somebody looks different from their parents, except for Mark, who's adopted, and that's a different story. Sean found out he was Flippish. What are you? So in the back of this page, you can find out where your ancestors came from, you can write it down, and then you can come up with fun names right here. So I have to tell you a secret. So my illustrator, do you know what an illustrator is? He's the one who drew all these beautiful pictures. Okay? All these beautiful pictures. His name is Adolf Solis. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. This is Mr. Adolf right here. Right? And he is Native American and Mexican. So when you go here into this page, can you find Mr. Adolf here? Where do you think Mr. Adolf is? You want to point it out? There he is, Mr. Adolf. So that's a fun fact. So in the back of the book, it says, we are the color of the rainbow, united as mankind, because we're all one. One earth, love, respect, and peace. So this is what we always have to remember. And can you do it with me? Love, respect, and peace. Okay, again, love, respect, and peace. And always be good. Love your friends and your neighbors. Be good to your parents and your grandparents. And love each other, okay? And be good. Kindness is everything. And with that, I just want to say thank you so much for having me and for letting me share my book, I Am Flippish. And I hope to see you soon.